Now, let's get on to how about your smaller livestock? Chickens, ducks, okay? Uh, Make sure they have a dry, draft-free space to go. If you haven't checked in your chicken coop, step in there, check to see, okay, how's the ammonia level? Okay, are you smelling anything? If you're smelling something, you need to deal with it. Okay, there's stuff you can put in their bedding, so it will absorb the smells and it'll take care of the ammonia smell. Sometimes just adding additional bedding. Okay, pay attention. Be mindful of the environment that you're putting your birds into. Okay, you want to keep them in you want to provide a draft-free space. You want to provide them, as far as I'm concerned, with free choice feed, fresh food, and dry. Dry. If you are in an area where it gets wet and then it freezes, okay, the dampness, if it's damp in your area, the dampness they'll feel more, okay? So you want it to be dry. If you have a situation where it's covered all the way, then you won't have to worry so much about that. But in their coop, especially if you have a spacious coop where they can hang out in there, just make sure that the bedding in there is thick. It helps to add warmth and give them food and check on their water frequently. Okay. The wonderful thing about the chickens is that they do have the feathers, and they fluff themselves up and they tuck their feet in. Be mindful of your roosters, because if they have the big combs, they can get severe frostbite. I remember one year, I tell you, we had a cold snap come through right after my coop area was destroyed by another member, and I was unable to catch the one rooster to put some Vaseline on his comb. That's a trick you can do, is you can coat their combs with Vaseline. It helps to retain the heat. So he got severe frostbite that year, and you could see it afterwards. The top fringes eventually died off, and I watched him very closely for any possible signs of infection. Thankfully, he didn't get any, but that is a possibility. So if you have roosters with large combs and you're in the deep freeze, be mindful of that. You know, sometimes they're not cooperative, and there's nothing you can do. Just monitor them for infection. Also, some hens, like your leghorns, they have large combs as well, and they could suffer the same problem. If they are in an area in a coop where they have enough body mass in there, that will help to warm them up. If you have the ability to do so, you can add a heat lamp. Just be careful where you hang it. Be mindful of any possibility of fire risk. The heated chicken waterers are a big help if you're in a position where you are able to use power. If you can run power to your chicken coop, that'd be great. If not, well, you have to just frequently check on your chickens. And I'm talking multiple times a day, not just one morning and night. I'm talking midday as well. Okay, multiple times. You have to put your heavy equipment on, go out and check. Okay, at least you have the option. You can go back inside where it's warm. Okay, ducks. It's another wonderful thing about ducks is they have feathers as well. A lot of your duck species are very cold hardy, surprisingly. You wouldn't think so, but they are. I watch the 50 Ducks in a Hot Tub, and he's raising ducks up in Canada, in Ontario. And, you know, there's things that he does for his ducks that you can learn from and apply possibly in your situation. Okay, everybody's situation is different, and you've got to adapt what you may learn from different people to your situation. Okay. Now the Muscovy ducks, they are a tropical bird. They don't do as well in the cold temperatures. So be mindful of them if you raise Muscovies. That is something I intend to do once I get to my homestead, is raising Muscovies. And I'll cover that another time as to why I want Muscovy ducks. But you got to be mindful that they will get frostbite on their feet. You got to be mindful of how you manage your flock. Okay, whether you put them in a enclosed building, be mindful the ground still gets cold, a thick bedding, straw, shavings, combination, whatever. Take all that into consideration. With this cold, they need that extra insulation. Okay? So do what you can to insulate their area, especially on the ground. It'll help prevent frostbite on their feet. And again, water. If you have a way of keeping the water heated and thawed out, that's great. Go ahead and use it. Otherwise, you got to get out there frequently. They must have water. Okay? And like I've said with other livestock, feed 24/7. Okay? And I'm not talking necessarily just corn or just scratch. The regular healthy feed. Okay? So their digestive system is working, and they'll eat as they need. Okay? They won't overeat. But that will help them to stay warm. Food, water, bedding. Dry bedding is very, very important. Okay? So hopefully that helps. Stay warm, people. That's all I got to say is stay warm.